My husband and I, we were having a lot of problems.
He was a very controlling person, possessive, jealous, insecure.
He became very violent one night.
It was affecting my kids.
They heard their father hitting me and yanking my hair.
I was close to suicidal.
I didn't know whether I should stay or whether I should go.
When you're in there, it's kind of hard to see outside of it.
I had less than $4 in my pocket.
I left, didn't turn back.
I took the kids and ran.
It took me strength and courage to do it.
Domestic violence is defined by the Department of Justice as a pattern of abusive behavior in any relationship that is used by one partner to gain or maintain power and control over another intimate partner. Domestic violence can be physical, sexual, emotional, economic, psychological, or threats of action that influence or intimidate, manipulate, humiliate, isolate, frighten, terrorize, coerce, threaten, blame, hurt, injure, or wound someone. The CDC stated that more than 31% of women in the United States have been physically abused by an intimate partner at some point in their life. And the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence hotline receives approximately 20,800 calls on any given day. Every 9 seconds in the US, a woman is assaulted or beaten. 1 in 4 women have been victims of severe physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. 1 in 5 women in the United States is raped during their lifetime. And domestic violence is the leading cause of injury to women, more than car accidents, muggings, and rapes combined. That's why the Women's Healing and Empowerment Network was founded in 2008. WIN's mission is to provide safety for victims, education for perpetuators, and address the causes, effects, treatment, and prevention of domestic violence in order to eradicate this intergenerational cycle of abuse. Are children affected by violence in the home? 1 in 15 children are exposed to intimate partner violence each year, and 90% of these children are eyewitnesses to the violence. That means between 3 to 10 million children are witness to some form of domestic violence every year. 30 to 60% of the perpetuators of domestic violence also abuse the children in the household. And what are the long-term impacts of domestic violence? Domestic victimization is correlated with a higher rate of depression and suicidal behavior. One study in North America found that children who were exposed to domestic violence in the home were 15 times more likely to be physically and/or sexually assaulted than the national average. Men who as children witnessed their parents' domestic violence were twice as likely to abuse their own wives than sons of nonviolent partners. And how does domestic violence impact the community? Domestic violence is prevalent in every community and affects all people regardless of age, sexual orientation, gender, race, religion, nationality, or social economic status. Domestic violence accounts for 15% of all crimes in the US. Domestic violence victims lose nearly 8 million days of paid work each year in the US, and that's equivalent to 32,000 full-time jobs. The cost of domestic violence in the US alone exceeds $5.8 billion each year. $4.1 billion are for direct medical and healthcare services, while productivity losses account for another $1.8 billion. Between 21 to 60% of victims of domestic violence end up losing their jobs due to reasons stemming from the abuse. In a recently published article, Officer Johnson of the Airway Heights Police Department stated that they respond to domestic violence calls each day. And detectives who work for Spokane Regional Domestic Violence Units warn that without intervention, abusive relationships are slow-moving homicides. In fact, 1 in 3 female murder victims are killed by an intimate partner, and 72% of murder-suicides are committed by intimate partners.
all the things it takes to run a facility like this, provide housing for women, provide food for women, those are things that we need donations for. And what I'd like you to consider is that most people don't consider a facility like this until someone in their home or in their immediate circle has a need to be sheltered.
I am very grateful, not only for Mabel, but for every volunteer, for every person that comes and helps Mabel, and even for those people that don't even show their faces, that every month they're able to give donations to help, because there are many cases that go through Mabel that it's not like it's just a bed that we can sleep on. It's really we get our life back.
Every person who is involved in this network really does have the genuine person in mind. We are all here because we want to see people help. That's why I'm really thankful for the shelters that we have. I'm really thankful for Cleone's Closet. I'm really thankful for all the ways in which we can help this Spokane area community.
And it's just, we're so grateful for all of our sponsors that donate all of the food, and all of our volunteers and all the people that really help with the entire corporation.
I would encourage those in the area to really think about making a donation for the benefit of Cleone's Closet. Monetary donations are always appreciated and always needed.
And I'm very, very thankful for her program, and for those of her donors out there and fellow believers. I just want to say thank you.
Your donations and contributions of money or time served as a volunteer will help us keep these important programs to provide support in your community. And if you shop with Amazon, please log on using Amazon Smile, because Amazon donates 0.5% of the price of your eligible purchases to the charitable organization of your choice. And we'd like you to choose WEN.
For more information, please go to wennetworking.com.
And remember, WEN is a registered nonprofit organization, so your donations and contributions are tax deductible.